Quer aprender a tocar guitarra igual a Slash, igual a Jimi Hendrix? Esse cara é um dos melhores guitarristas do Brasil e você pode aprender com ele ainda hoje. Confere o primeiro link na descrição.
But that first, so I got a job. Yes, what I did. There was a newspaper called The Recycler, which was, you could get everything from, washing machines and lawnmowers, cars.
It's still around, isn't it?
It might be still around.
And it comes in like little magazine things as you're walking on Hollywood. You can open it up.
Right. And they had musicians wanted musician things in the back. And I went through this, like, what am I going to do? And there was a guy named Slash. Needed a bass player. I had a bass. I might have had a little amp. Influences are Aerosmith and Fear and Alice Cooper. I'm like, that's right up my alley. Punk rock was the hardcore kind of coming in, taking punk rock out of what it originally was, which was this kind of open thing where everybody was invited, into this more restrictive, uniformed thing. By 84, punk rock was turned into this other thing, well documented. So I looked at this Aerosmith, Fear, Alice Cooper. The guy's name was Slash, and I thought, my name's Duff. He's a punk rock guy now, looking to make whatever's next ours. And I went and met Slash and Steven Adler down at the Cantor's restaurant. Wow. They had a bottle of vodka, and we just talked about music. I had blue hair. They had this long hair, and it was that again was kind of culture shock. I'm sure me walking in with like this. I had this, my pride, I still have this black and red, like John Shaft pimp, long leather jacket and blue hair. And I had an Anarchy A on the back of the jacket, classic. So I think we probably shocked each other, but we all talked the same language as far as music went. And I went to, Slash took me back to his house that night, a few blocks away, his mom's house. He played guitar. And I'm like, you're not old enough to play like this. Like, I'd never seen anybody play. Like, he plays like he does now. He played like that then.
How old was he then?
We were 19.
So you were all kids.
Yeah. And, again, I told you before we started this, like, Slash mom was really, like, cool and generous with me. And, I mean, I didn't feel like a young kid. She saw me as a boy alone in LA. To me, I'd toured punk rock tours, done all this stuff. I was ready for whatever's next. But she remained in my life, and my wife and kids to come later on in their lives too. But then I met Izzy. Things happened pretty quick, Izzy moved into the shitty apartment building across the street from mine. I saw this guy, looks like Johnny Thunders. He's got like the long pimp jacket too. He's at the phone booth. And we talked, and he goes, I'm starting this band, me and my friend, this singer Axel. And I'd seen, Slash had taken me to see this gig at the Troubadour where Axel was the singer of an early version of LA Guns. And I saw this guy come out, and he was like Henry Rollins. He was that intense and real, and like I backed up a few steps, like one of those guys. And I still to this day, I love the people, guys or girls, that scare me somewhat, where I take a couple steps back, because I love that intensity. Iggy had that, Henry Rollins had that, Bad Brains had that, Axel has that. Anyhow, long story short, we started playing, all 5 of us together, within maybe 4 months of me being here.
So now it's 85?
It's 85. I think our first gig ever was June of 85. I could be completely wrong. Somebody's going to call in and say he's totally wrong. But I think it was June 85 of that 5.